Hello, this is Roger, Low Vision Product Manager here at HumanWare. In this video, I'd like to cover two additional settings that are available that can be used when you're using the new optional folding reading activity stand with your explorē magnifier. So allow me to demonstrate and provide some background as I show this. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn my device on by pressing the power button. And you'll notice that it comes on in handheld or distance mode, and it said that we were at 5x. So the default is 2x. I've set 5x as my preferred zoom when I'm looking at a distance. Let's open the stand built into my device and set that down, and you'll notice that it says 4x. So 4x is my preferred zoom when I'm using it in tabletop mode. We've added the ability to have a preferred zoom when you're using your reading or activity stand. So let's close the stand. Notice it's in distance mode. We'll set it into the tray here. I will tap the little paper with the T on it in the upper left to go into document reading mode. And notice that it comes in at 2x. That's the default preferred zoom for using the stand. So let's say we're using the stand for a while. Maybe we adjust our contrast till we find something that's comfortable for us. And we're using it, and we find, you know what? I think that when I'm using the stand, 8x seems to be a pretty good zoom level for me for using the stand. I want to set that as my preferred zoom. So let's press and hold the contrast button to access our menu, and we'll scroll until we find preferred zooms. There it is. Tap on that. Here you can see that my base mode, that's when I'm on the tabletop stand, is 4x. My folding stand, where we are now, is at 2x, and my distance mode is at 5x. And we just said we would like to have 8x for our folding stand, so let's tap that. And now we can scroll through the different measures here until we find 8x. We'll tap on 8x and make that our preferred zoom. Now, one thing I must note for you is that we're already using the device. So while we're in use, the device is always going to remember what was our last magnification level. So when I back all the way out of here, notice it comes back to 8.1x. That's because that's where I left off when I went into the menu. We will never change that number when we're in the middle of a session. But to see if my numbers have taken, let's upper left corner, we'll press the power button to power it off. I'll press it again to power it back on the stand. And we're going to always open in that distance mode. So I'll have to tap my text button there. And notice now, there's my 8x taking effect on my magnified document right there. So this can be really helpful so that you don't have to necessarily zoom in and zoom out every time. It sort of can get you in a good ballpark range for magnification of whatever use case you may be using the device for. The next thing that I want to show you is that you may notice it. You can probably see a little bit of a glare underneath here, is that the lights, you can control if the lights are on or off when you're using the stand. So let's press and hold that contrast button again, and we will go into our menu, and let's scroll down till we find lights. There they are. Tap on lights, and you can see that we have lights for 3 different modes of use. So again, we have our tabletop base mode. It's actually by default, it's considered to be on. So let's reset that to on. You can see that by default, the folding stand is on. But if you find that you're in a good place with good ambient lighting, and that's where you're regularly going to use it, maybe you will decide that you want it to be low or off. So you can just make that adjustment there. And then we also have a setting for when you're in handheld or distance mode. That defaults to off because it's very sort of rare that you're going to want to focus off into the distance and have the lights on, but you can come and set them to be on while you're using that mode. So let's go ahead and tap that back button in the upper left corner. We'll come back out, and you'll notice it still looks like there's a little bit of glare there, but I think the lighting is a little bit better in my current environment with it being on a low setting there. So those are the 2 settings that you can utilize when you're in the stand. It's setting a preferred zoom so that you can always start off at a comfortable zoom level. And you can adjust the lights if you know that you're going to be in the same location with good ambient lighting, or you find yourself in a location where you need to have them on full power, low power, or off. You have the ability to make those adjustments. Please let us know how we're doing by sending your feedback. It's the only way that we can continue to improve and do things better for you. And I thank you for taking the time to watch this video.